people. Today, I've got a career coach that will help you make a transition. Whether you're moving from tech to another industry or you just want to make a transition, I believe that my guest today will help you a lot. I don't like introducing guests, I like them to introduce themselves in their own words. Ibiyemi, welcome to the call. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you very much for having me today. It's really a pleasure to be on your podcast today.
So,
Okay,
who are you?
so
What do you do?
yeah, I'm first a senior business analyst because I always say that when you want to teach people how to transition, you have to have lived through the experience yourself. So
Mm,
I also lived through the experience. I started off as a business analyst, a contractor in business analysis, and then I moved into permanent, becoming a permanent staff, and then growing to become a senior business analyst. In the public sector here in the UK. And obviously, the gap is there. And then I birthed Innovate Paths Consulting Limited. So there, I'm a career coach. I'm a mentor to so many people. I facilitate the sessions. I also have other trainers as well that support me on the journey to helping people to move from, roles that they think it's not them. They don't see themselves in the roles they're doing at the moment. So we help them to understand that, yes, there's a lot of opportunities here in the UK, and you can move into project management, business analysis, data analysis, or you could just upskill yourself. You could be a business analyst, but you don't know that you can actually move into the next level of your career. So we just help them to carry on that particular, you just help them to facilitate it, being the vehicle that takes them into their next role in tech, basically.
beautiful, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, you've helped so many people transition into tech. What inspired you to start this journey and what keeps you going?
Okay, so I would say it with a story. So prior to moving to the UK, I used to work in aviation. Even though I always wanted to become a hostess, just these fancy things, flying in the plane and all of that. But I ended up becoming a ground staff in aviation. And I did that for a while before, moving into the UK. And like every other person that's possibly listening to this, that's an immigrant, you know how everything you've done previously feels like you have to start all over. So I moved to the UK thinking, oh, I can, get jobs in British Airways, Virgin Atlantic, just continue my career in aviation. But you know how man proposes, and at the end of the day, God, God does it all for you. I started like every other person, doing jobs that I did not see myself in. And when I was doing those jobs, I always told myself that there's more, in front of me. I found knowledge because so many times we move to the UK, we don't find knowledge. And that's what keeps
Yes.
a lot of people where they are. They feel stuck because they don't have the knowledge. And I found the knowledge. I realized, oh, okay. And I'm an immigrant. I can actually become this. I can work in tech. I can work from the comfort of my home without having to, go to the office and all of that. And I just followed the information. I followed through the process and I transitioned into business analysis. So after I
Fantastic.
transitioned, doing the job, I was going to the office maybe once a month. I really like thought it was out of reach, to be honest. I didn't think that kind of world existed, coming from back home and having to go to the office every day. And you know how
Hmm.
Lagos traffic can be really stressful. So I just took the leap of faith. I started working, and then I realized that so many people wanted to do what I have done, and I was genuinely helping people to, this is how you can do it. This is how you can navigate the process. Genuinely just helping people. I started my journey on LinkedIn as well, sharing my experience and all of that. Then I realized, okay, there's a gap. you know, there's an opportunity to help other people to go through the journey, especially women, because I did my own transition whilst I was pregnant on maternity. And I
Really?
told, yeah, and I told myself, after maternity, I'm not going back to healthcare. I just told myself, and I'm grateful to God that I was able to achieve that at the end of the day. So I always tell other women as well that come into my training and tell them it is possible. So this is what helped me to start the journey. I was helping people for free, giving them the tips, interview tips, and all of that to actually get themselves into tech. And then I realized that it was time to bridge the gap. And then I created Innovate Paths Consulting, and it's been a journey, helping people. When people tell you they got the job, it's really, really, it really makes you feel like, yes, I did it.
Yeah, I know that feeling. It's a very, very, it's like, I mean, I'm not a woman. It's like when a woman gives birth to a child. I've experienced three childbirths in my own family, but
Yeah,
I know that feeling of, finally. Yeah,
finally, we did it.
great, great, great. Next question I want to ask you is, um, what are some of the most common misconceptions people have about breaking into tech? And how do you help them overcome those misconceptions? Do you have a template? Do you have a coaching system? How does that work? By the way, before you even continue, if somebody wants to work with you, where do they go? I'm going to put a link in the show notes as well,
Okay,
because
that
I
makes
know that you
sense.
can help them. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so the first misconception is that it is not possible. It is out of reach.
Mm.
Imposter syndrome. This is everything that I see people dealing with. Aside from helping immigrants, I also help people that have been in the country for a long time. There's this lady I helped that she's been a teacher for over 20 years.
Mm.
She was very IT. When it comes to IT literacy, it was zero. So it's not just helping immigrants as well; it's also helping those kind of people. So imposter syndrome, we think we can't sit in some kind of rooms
That's right.
and we don't belong there.
That's right.
Because I've also been through that, and I know that
Mm.
when I see my clients, the first thing is the mindset shift that is actually possible. Now, another thing that people struggle with, the misconception is that what they've done previously is not relevant to what they want to do. Yeah. There's so many transferable skills. I
That's right.
worked in aviation for over 8 years, and I was doing problem solving on the spot. You know how we're traveling, I'll always been on the other side. And I learned so much about airplane, aviation travel, everything that comes with delaying your flight and everything. I've been on the back end. So we had to deal with a lot of problems. We had to solve these problems. Think on the spot. Use your analytical mind to see someone coming from far off, and you already know what they want to do, and you're planning ahead. So all of these transferable skills that I had previously, it really helped me to use to transition. It's not just the technical skills. I teach my students the technical skills, everything they need to survive, as a business analyst, as a project manager, as a data analyst, all of these things. But I also tell them the soft skills that you've gotten from your previous job. We don't want to throw them away. And that's what a lot of people do, especially immigrants. A lot of people I work with have been managers. They've grown to a very senior level back home. And it's not just Nigeria. We also work with people from Ghana, people from South Africa, even people from Pakistan and India as well. And they all have similar journeys. They have this mindset that when they travel, everything is gone. I have to do healthcare. I have to work in a factory. I have to wash plates. All of these menial jobs that we've been taught from our forefathers, that these are the things that our fathers had to do when they moved, abroad. But I'm really grateful that in 2025, it's all changed now. And we will now see that there's possibilities for us to do better. We don't have to start from the scratch. So all
Mm.
of the transferable skills
Mm.
is something that we throw away. And I see that as a very big misconception. So I always let people know that you've worked in a bank in Nigeria, you've worked in a bank in Ghana. It's not lost. You
Mm.
can get a job as a business analyst in a bank. And
Mm.
then all of those transferable skills you've seen whilst working in the bank is really relevant to you to succeed. Because guess what? When they see you in the interview that you know all of these financial things you've done whilst working in the bank, you are one step closer, and adding it with the technical skills, and then boom, you get the job. So yeah, those
Great.
are some of the
Great.
misconceptions that I've, found from my students.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I really like what you just said, because I found out that a lot of times people discount their past experiences, not knowing that you can mine those experiences and leverage on them for new
absolutely.
opportunities.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Very,
Yeah.
very good. Very,
Yeah.
very good.
We call it
Great.
domain knowledge. Work in the bank, healthcare, all of those things are domain knowledge. And then you
Great.
plus it
Great.
with the technical skills, and you're good to go.
All right. Can you walk us through what makes your training programs or boot camps different from others out there? And how can somebody actually participate in it? Yeah. Because some
Okay,
people are watching
so
us right now, listening to us right now, and say, I want to get into a program right now. What are they
yeah, I
gonna do?
know. So for me, one thing that I do is I teach people like I'm teaching a 5-year-old. That's
Ah,
one thing I do.
like that.
Beginner friendly. I use basic examples, basic terms, because I don't want to confuse you from day one.
Mm,
So we start really basic, and then we
mhm.
start to progress you into intermediate, into experienced. But if we lose that beginner friendly system that we do, it's going to
Yeah.
really break the process. So that's one thing that my clients tell me a lot, that thank you for breaking it down so easy, like you're talking to a baby. Now, another thing that we do is that the tools that they use in the industry,
Mm-hmm.
that's what we use. Because I
Mm-hmm.
don't want you to go to an interview and they mention this tool and then you're confused. So we teach all our clients industry tools. We have weekly job readiness session. That's something that a lot of people don't do. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So
Sounds
every
good.
Monday, every Monday by 6 p.m., we have weekly job readiness session. But
So
this is,
people, so that means people who sign up for your programs, right?
yeah,
Who are in your coaching?
yeah.
Oh yeah, got it.
So some
Very
people
good.
sign me up for one-to-one basis. Maybe they got a job, they are confused, like, oh, I got this job. I have someone, she got a job as a senior business analyst, and she feels, and it's just imposter syndrome. She feels that she cannot do the job. So I've had to take her through, currently taking her through a 6 weeks program. And for her, mindset, confidence, because she's going to speak in rooms that all eyes will be on her.
That's right.
Without the confidence is nothing. So I
Mm.
really walk her through that, through that process. So back to your question. Another thing, I've already talked about how we do job readiness session. We teach people how to get civil service job, NHS jobs, other jobs as well. Literally, this is the platform. This is how to apply it.
This
Now,
is so
your
good.
personal
Do you know
statement will
what I'm
get
going to call this episode? I'm going to call this
that.
episode "How to Get Your Dream Job in the UK."
Yeah. Yeah, so we really, it's really hands on. Another thing that I do is I have a learning management system that was built by my team. So that learning management system, if you miss a class or if you're in a class, this is UK, some people are in the class, they are probably packing shifts, here and there. If you are confused in the class and you did not catch anything, the videos are there for you. 24 hours after the class, the videos will be loaded into the learning management system. And even after the training, you have 9 months access to the videos. Yeah, so we also do that. We do so many other things. We don't do like go and watch recorded videos. They are live, live classes. We have project management trainers, we have data analyst trainers, we have support analysts. Let me tell you one thing that I do as well. When my clients get jobs,
Mm-hmm.
I pitch to them to say, do you want to give back? Come back into the system. Come and be my support. It's a volunteer
Oh, this
position.
is so
Yeah,
beautiful.
so if you're doing it, I tell them that I did it as well. I also did it as well. I volunteered back, and that helped me to sharpen my teaching skills. So I tell my clients, come back and give back to people. And they come back
Brilliant.
and train them as well. Join me on the journey. And that way, they are also learning and they become better at their crafts. So there are so many
Goodness.
things that we do. I always identify the very strong hands whilst they're doing the training. I reach out to them, say, do you want to stay back for volunteering? You can put it on your LinkedIn, you can put it on your CV. You can put all these amazing things that you've done this, you've passed knowledge on to people.
If you hear
So
me,
the final thing I'll say, okay,
you
yeah.
are going to volunteer in the next cohort of my sales 5-day break sales challenge. You are teaching live.
Yes. Teaching is my
You
teaching is
just gave me an
my
idea here now. So are you going to volunteer?
yeah, I'm happy to volunteer. Teaching is my baby. When you asked me my very first question about how I birthed my company, Innovate Path Consulting Limited, I also gave back myself. I've worked with two other companies here in the UK after my training, and I worked with them training their own students, learning the system, learning the
Mm-hmm.
structure. And at the
Mm-hmm.
point I was training with these people, giving back to their own students, I never
Mm-hmm.
thought that I was going to create a company one day. And I wasn't doing it because I wanted to
Oh.
learn what they're doing. But I just realized that teaching is something that is in me. And I said, okay, just woke up one day and said, I'm pouring water in someone's basket. How about you you do this for yourself as well. And it started like a joke, and then it's just blossomed into something, something real.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so I'll
Beautiful.
just, I'll just finalize by also adding that for our students, we work on their CV, we work on their LinkedIn as well. Optimize their LinkedIn properly. I tell them, please don't give me pictures that looks like you're in 2015. Give me pictures that looks like you're in 2025, so that when the recruiter sees your profile, it's
Profile.
like a
Yeah.
visual hook, and they
I
stop
get it.
to look at your profile. So yeah, that's just some of the things that we give our clients.
Wow, this is such a great conversation. Such a great
Yeah.
conversation. um you wear many hats: coach, founder, speaker, strategist. How do you stay focused and manage your time across all ventures?
Yeah.
Tell us
I
that
mean,
quickly.
I mean, the other thing that you did not add to that is that I wear other hats as a wife and a mother. So that
And
makes
as
it
a
more
wife,
that,
as a
as a
mother.
mother. So that makes it
Yeah.
even more, that makes it even more harder. But I delegate. I have a team. At the moment, I have over 20 people, internal, external, that helps to support the vision of Innovate Path Consulting Limited, because I can't do everything myself. So
Got
I
it.
would just say that what helps me to wear the multiple hats that I wear is delegation, and having and trusting my team to deliver as well.
I
So I
like that.
think you said answer that quickly. That's the shortest answer I can give to that.
I like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking about something yesterday because I was going through something in my business. I was under a lot of stress yesterday, a lot of pressure yesterday. And in the midst of that pressure, I had to take my son to play football. I had to do some house chores. My wife was not at home. I had to clean up the house and all that. And then I began to say to myself that I said, before people compare themselves with other people, look at your context.
Mm,
If you are married, you have children, you can't look at your industry like a guy who's single, doesn't have any of those responsibilities.
mm.
Everything must be contextual.
Yeah,
It is
absolutely.
critical. If not, you will enter a lot of unnecessary pressure in your
Mm.
life. I just said, let me add that now to people. And by the way, those of you listening to the podcast, if you're listening to this on Spotify, click on the subscribe button. If you're watching this on YouTube, click on the subscribe button. Write a comment. Follow EB. I'm going to put everything about that she does in the show notes. You can check that out. Later, this episode of the Paul Fo podcast was sponsored and powered by Sales Factory Global. Sales Factory is a WhatsApp community where I teach sales and marketing Monday to Friday. We do a book review on the 16th of every month. If I have a review a book today, Fanatical Prospecting. We bring in experts like her to come and speak and talk to us on different things. We network. We're over 200 people, entrepreneurs from all over the world. All right. As you can see, she's a madam now. She's based in the UK. They have people in Nigeria, Ghana, all over the place. Yeah. So, question on us: tell us about a recent transformation or success story from someone who went through your program and what changed in them. Before you tell them, please tell them how can they get in touch. What's your program that you're working on right or you're doing right now that you think somebody can jump on right now to get their dream job in the UK?
Amazing. So I'll start with that. So Innovate Pass Consulting Limited, we have different programs. So we have the project management and business analysis. So it's a combined course, and that is very, very strategic. Literally giving people a two-in-one program to help them to understand project management and business analysis. We also have data analysis. We also have Excel and PowerPoint, which is a major pain point in people. They
Very
don't know how
major.
to use Excel.
Very
They don't
major.
know how to
Yeah.
create PowerPoint slides. So that's like a quick fix for people that are already in jobs. Maybe your manager tells you to do Excel, do PowerPoint, you don't know how to do it. So that's really quick for people that want to just upskill in those skills. And I also have a one-to-one mentorship program where I help people to transition. This is where you have me personally, tailored to you. Some
Yeah.
people say, I don't want to learn in a group. That's fine. You can learn one to one with me. I'll help you to transition fully. Okay. And we also do on the job support. You got a job, you're stranded, you don't understand the job, but it's a miracle you got the job. That's fine. We'll help you to navigate the job as long as it's related to project management, product management, business analysis, data analysis. Will be there to support you. Now, all of these programs, I'm sure Paul will link it in the show
Show notes.
notes.
It's gonna be in the show
There's my
notes.
website will be there, how to reach us. You can book a clarity call with myself, and I'll be able to explain, all of the details to you. Our programs normally will last between 3 months to 4 months thereabouts, because we don't want to rush you. And it
Yeah.
is a transformative experience where you're going from zero to hero, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so just going back to the question about a success story that I had
Yes, a
recently.
success story. Yeah.
Yeah, I had this lady. Her name is Elizabeth. Shout out to Elizabeth if she gets to watch this, this podcast. She joined me to learn project management and business analysis, and she had done a previous program, and she thought she was not ready to go into the job market because she had learned nothing. In her
Mm.
words, I went through the program and I still don't even know what a project manager does. So I
Mm.
laughed. I said, okay, you're in the right place. So she joined me, and she joined the project management and business analysis, which is a 3 months program, like I said
Mm-hmm.
earlier on. Right. And she started the program. I was assigned the project manager lead on her project. So
Mm-hmm.
she went through the 6 weeks live classes and went through the 8 weeks live projects, because that's what we do. Our project management and business analysis turns out to be a hands-on experience program. You work with a developer, okay, that builds an actual product. Okay, so anyone on the call today, and you have a product idea and you're looking for someone to execute the project for you, you can absolutely come to us. Our students would help you to go from concept to fully um, built products for your organization. So that's something that we do as well. All right, so back to Elizabeth. She finished the program and she started applying for jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? This
Mm.
lady had 3 job offers. I have a success story on my Instagram page as well, on my LinkedIn, and she's currently one of the volunteers helping my students.
Oh, this is
Yeah,
so good.
helping my students. So Elizabeth, she's really amazing. She's been really supportive, helping cohorts in, cohorts out, to actually land their roles as well. She currently works as a project manager in the legal space. Now I'm going to quickly go back to what I said about transferable skills. This lady had always worked in the legal space from back home, but she was, I don't know why she wanted to throw away all of that experience. But when I spoke to her and I said, you know what, you've got this domain knowledge, target legal companies here in the UK. Because when you're speaking to them, you already know the legal concept and all of that, all of the
Mm.
buzzwords in the legal industry, and combine it with the project management you've learned from us, and you'll be good to go.
Mm-hmm.
So she got 3 job offers, and she had to select the one that was more flexible, in
Yeah.
terms of working from home, a better pay and all of that. So shout out to Elizabeth Tassi.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Great. Great. I like that. That's a good story. And I like the part that she paid it forward by volunteering to help other people. Someone
Yeah.
once said that when you learn and teach, you integrate the information in 2 ways. So
Yeah.
that's what she's doing. Yeah. All right. What's one mistake you see people make when trying to reinvent themselves? And
Mm.
what could you do? And what will you do differently?
Well, if you're trying to reinvent yourself, first off, you need to take a step back. What do
Mm-hmm.
you really want to do? That's why I tell my students as well. Everybody wants to become a project manager because their friend is a project manager. Do you have people skills? Do you know how to solve problems? Are you a people person? That, because as a project manager, it's literally like getting people together to do something. And if you're not a good communicator, you're not going to be able to survive. So how about you try data analysis, because you're going to be more in the back end and working with data sets. So always re-examine yourself. Be true to yourself.
Mm.
Yeah, be
Mm.
true to yourself. Like I was true to myself. I knew that I genuinely loved teaching. So be true to yourself and know what you want to do. So if you're trying to reinvent yourself, you're currently doing something you think is not a good job, you're
Mm.
currently doing jobs that make you burnt out,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're trying to reinvent yourself, examine yourself. What am I good at? Then when you know what you're good at, depending on what you're trying to achieve as well, the transformation you're trying to get, what job is in demand? Where would I quickly get a job? Don't go hunting for I know some people say they want to become a cybersecurity expert, for example. I always tell people it's not the easiest career to break into. It's not the easiest. Especially
Mm-hmm.
here in the UK, you're going to be privy to a lot of data that you shouldn't ordinarily see outside. So there's a lot that is going to be in there. So
Mhm.
you need to, if depending on the transformation you're trying to get, is it project management that will be the quickest for me? Is it business analysis that will be quickest for me? And I've looked at my skills and I know I'm true to myself. I'm a good people person. I'm a good communicator.
Mhm.
Like Mr. Paul, I know how to sell. That means I can convince people to work for me. Then
Mm.
you can try it. So my 3-step framework would be true to yourself, identify what you're good at, then know that, okay, this is the transformation I'm trying to get to, and then find the easiest and quickest thing that can take you to that transformation.
I like that.
Obviously, and find the right coach. You can come to us at Innovate Path Consulting.
Yeah,
We've done it
fantastic.
over and over again with our framework of helping people to move into tech roles.
Great. Before I ask you the next question, quick one, because you spoke about something which I think is very important.
Yeah.
You've got to be true to yourself. You need to know yourself, whether it's a project management role you want to take or data analysis role you want to take. Do you do some sort of personality test to ascertain who a person is before you start work with them? Like a diagnostic?
Absolutely. So when
Great.
I get to
Great.
speak to my clients and I speak on a clarity call, I always ask them, be true to yourself. Do you think you can get 15 people to work and love you on a project? Because if your team are reporting you and escalating you to your manager all the time and saying, I don't think I like our project manager, then there's a problem.
I
And you
like that.
can't hide. You can't hide as a project manager. So yes, I always speak to my clients to know their transferable skills. And whilst we're on the live project as well, I kind of see that, okay, this person might not really be a good project manager. Switch into business analysis. That's why we're teaching you 2 in 1, so that you can select one that you think you're better at.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. I like that. I like that. All right. If someone is listening right now and wants to work with you or learn more, where should they start?
Okay, so I'm on Instagram as Ibmi Career Coach. Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram. You can send me a DM. I'm normally very good, with my DM, so you can send me a DM. I'm also on TikTok as Ibmi Career Coach. I'm on YouTube as well as Ibmi Career Coach, where I just dish out career insights. I just need to be more consistent on YouTube. I'm also on LinkedIn as Ibmi Fashipe, and I've been a top LinkedIn voice, in business analysis. So I'm really good on LinkedIn, sharing insight, helping people, genuinely. And you can also check us on our website, innovatepathconsulting.co.uk. There you find a form where you can fill, and it will come directly to me. I'll be able to book in a call with you and understand your career needs, where we need to map it out. Like Mr. Paul said, do I do a personality test? Yes, I do. And then we'll be able to see where you best fit into, transition into your desired field in tech.
This is. I mean, I enjoy the conversation myself. In fact, I learned something now that my past students, I can ask them to volunteer for the next course. Where did you meet? Where did you? How did you discover me? You were in my last course. I'm
Yeah.
just curious. Quick one. How did you discover me? Was it on Instagram or a recommendation? How?
So I actually joined a training. It was like a wealth training. I think her name is Biola. Yeah. So she had talked about you in the class, and then I checked you out on Instagram, and then I followed you on Instagram. I think I just liked the way you were always showing gratitude in your posts, to God and everything. So I was like, okay. And then your son plays football as well. My daughter
Yeah.
plays tennis. In fact, I just received a text message today to say my daughter has been chosen to represent, under 7 champions in Bedfordshire. So I just got that text before
Wow.
jumping on this call. So I was
Wow.
really, really
Wow.
excited. So, it's just that I just really love what you do. Sales is something that I really want to get right. And then I followed you on Instagram, day in, day out. And I saw, okay, you're doing a sales train. Okay, let me hop on that. And then, it's history. And I'm now on your
Wow, I like
podcast.
that. I
Yeah,
like that. This is so good. Well, I'm very obvious that we are going to do a lot of things together. We're going to do a lot of things together. I'm going to recommend you a lot. So, guys, I'm going to recommend this woman a lot, and I will interview you live on Instagram. This is not going to be the end.
amazing.
So this
Amazing.
new week, we're going to jump on an Instagram live. How to get your dream job in the UK. That will get a lot. I'm going to do that flyer today. We can even go live on Instagram this Sunday because I truly believe in what you're doing. Thank you for coming on the podcast, and God bless. Don't leave here. Let me stop recording. And guys, click on the subscribe button. Follow her. What's your Instagram handle?
EBME Career Coach. Just put, once you put EBME Career Coach, you'll find me on Instagram. Good. And the same thing on other platforms as well.
Good. So I'm going to stop the recording and just hang on a little bit, and we will chat a bit.